Hello, everyone. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and I'm at Star Cottage Studio. Thank you for hanging out with me. Happy Monday. I hope you're all doing well. I see a number of people are already here. Let me say hi to everybody. Susie's here. Both Susies are here. Thank you so much for joining us. Angela is here. Hello, Angela. Thank you for joining us. Anna is here. Hello, Anna. Both Susans are here. Thank you both for joining us today. I hope you're having an awesome Monday. My Monday has been very busy. I've been doing a lot of things, mostly lots of shipping. I came up here. Sorry, I have some bags setting aside. I spent a good part of the day here at Star Cottage Studio, mostly all day, sorting, packing, and shipping. So I did a lot of pre-packing over the weekend, bags and bags full of stuff. So thank you all so much for all of this support. We really do appreciate it. The weekend at the store was nice. It was pretty slow, but my mom came up to visit me for a little bit and we got to sit and chat. So that was nice. And then a few people came in here and there throughout the weekend. So we had somebody who, she makes bookmarks, but she was looking for a kind of beady store to add things to her bookmarks, and she's interested in getting into more jewelry too. So that was nice. Hello, Norma. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to have gemstones, some of my favorite gemstones, and really I called it Gemstones and More. And there might be more of the more than the gemstones. Actually, we'll find out. I don't know. I was pulling favorite things, and I just kind of had in my mind, pull the favorite things. And so I did. And I do have gemstones, but it's a lot of other stuff too. So if you're not necessarily interested in the gemstones, there's going to be a lot here for you as well. We're going to have 40 or 50 lots, I think, tonight. So we'll get into it here pretty shortly, but I wanted to say hi, and I hope you're all doing well. How's everybody out there? Anybody have any, I know there were birthdays over the weekend, so I hope you're all doing well. I've checked in with a lot of you who had birthdays that you were celebrating over this weekend, so I hope, if I missed anyone, I'm sorry, but I've heard most of the birthday celebrations seem to have gone well. I added a lot of things to the D-Stash group. That's going to end tonight. So if there's anything you didn't see in the D-Stash, I was adding all weekend long. There are over 100 lots. I think there's something like 122 lots in the D-Stash right now. So if you missed out on anything like that, please do take a look. I'm going to also spend a little time today showing you some of the things that are in the D-Stash from Andrew's personal collection. I don't know that they come across really well. I tried to put some videos for some of them in there, but the photos, don't do them justice. So we're going to do our best to show them to you today. And you can either claim them here or you can claim them on the D-Stash page if you want to. I'll probably start out the day with those since they are mostly gemstones. But yeah, I wanted to show those because I didn't really show them on camera. And I think before I put them back in Andrew's case, because that's where they come from, anything that hasn't sold, I would like to give one last look for all of you out there. So how's everyone doing? How are you all? Let me know in the comments. Comments always help. They get more people interested in things. They share these when the algorithms see that more people are talking and chatting up in the chat, we get higher viewer numbers. So please do check, let me know. Please do let me know. And please feel free to hit that love, hit the like, hit the thumbs up, hit all that good stuff out there. Woo! Throwing my pen around. I gotta just set it down. I have a tendency to hold pens and like twirl them and then I start shooting them off all over the place. Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone here. We're all good. Yeah, so Andrew is away still. He'll be away all of this week, and then he will be driving down to North Carolina. So trying hard to add things to D-Stash, show things here that we hope you're going to like, because we've got to make him some travel money. This is also a big week for bills. It's like one of the biggest weeks where most of our big bills hit. So trying to fill the coffers a little bit. So anything that you can help with, we appreciate. Sharing this with your friends and letting people know that we exist is also, it helps a lot. Hello, Mary Jane. It's good to see you here. I haven't seen you here in a while, I feel like. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're not getting bored with just me, because I know it's just me for the next few weeks. Andrew, he didn't have internet. His internet, I guess, is very here and there. I don't hear from him very much, to be 100% honest. Usually when he's away, we talk almost every night, but reception and I think internet up there has been bad. So it's been kind of making him a little bit, it was making him a little crazy for a while, but because he does a lot when he makes things, he does a lot of research and things like that. So not only can he not do that, but it's very hard to communicate with any of the people he's trying to communicate with me, with all of that. So yeah, but he seems to be having a good time. He is making friends. He kind of befriended a group of people, so that makes me very happy. I always get a little nervous for him because he does better work when he makes friends, right away. And that always helps. It helps, when you go to classes and stuff, it's not necessary to make friends, right? You can just kind of sit and do your own thing, but it makes the whole experience better when you get to meet people and, you hang out together and all that. So he is making friends, so that's good. I don't know if you can tell, I had a terrible, 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 terrible allergic reaction last night. I don't know to what. Could be stress induced. I didn't really eat anything before I started getting my reaction. I think some of the things I may have eaten may have not have helped. Yeah, both my top and bottom lip blew up. It seems to be pretty well gone now. My bottom one's a little bit maybe puffy yet. And I got hives all over. So that was not a great night last night. But I took Benadryl and multiple kinds of allergy meds to try to make that go away. And by this morning, it was better. It had not gone away. I still had a big lip this morning. So that's one of the reasons I didn't do much as far as anything but come here and just do a lot of shipping. I didn't run any errands. I didn't do anything like that this morning because my whole lip and face was all blown up. So that was my weekend. It was pretty good for the most part, but yeah, that was Sunday night was hard because I ended up with and it always makes me a little out of it because I'm not used to, like, I usually don't take Benadryl or stuff like that too much. But when it does that, I do take it because it has never gone to like my tongue or my throat, but that's always my concern that something like that might happen. So I usually take the Benadryl real quick to try to alleviate any progression of that. And I caught it a little late. I didn't even realize my bottom lip usually does not swell up. It's usually just the top one. And I've never really had, I don't think, my bottom lip swell up, but yesterday it did. So that was new and not pleasant. But yeah, other than that, things are going okay. How are you all? No one has said how you're doing. Not a single person has said what you're doing. Mary Jane says, I rewatch at work on my phone. Thank you so much. Thank you for rewatching. We appreciate that. Yeah, so any of y'all have any news? Been trying to follow along with some of you on social media. I've not been on Facebook and stuff too much. I've been super busy other than I've been posting in the D-Stash, but been trying to stay away from, I've not been trying to stay away. I just don't have, I've been busy, so incredibly busy, trying to keep everything going by myself here. Yeah, so that's it. I do want to say that we have We have some people with that I would like to ask you to check your email. If you haven't checked your email in a while, we do have some outstanding invoices. The numbers are getting a little high for the outstanding invoices, so I just want to remind people, please check your junk just to make sure nothing is coming from info@allegorygallery.com or from us from Square. And some people have talked to me already, and that's fine. If we know about it, all is good. But I just wanted to remind some people out there that you may have an invoice if you've sent in a request. And yeah, that's all that's going on here. Susie says, I'm good, enjoying a little cooler weather, going into the 50s tonight. Oh, good. It's been so humid and hot. Today was pretty nice. It was, I don't know what the temperature was today, but I went out and took the cats out this morning, and I was like, oh, it's actually pretty cool out here this morning. That's a change. That's a good change. And the weather, it was not too hot today. I actually rode around with the windows down in the car instead of just the air conditioner on. And so that was nice. But going into the 50s tonight, that'll be great. I'll be able to turn off the air conditioners and open the windows. The kittens love when the windows are open in the house because they love going outside. I've been taking the girls outside. I don't know if I mentioned that. The girl cats are starting to go outside. They go out one at a time. Barnaby usually goes out with them. This morning I took Barnaby and Gilbert out. I did not take the girls out today. They didn't get to go outside. I kind of ran out of time this morning because I wanted to get up here and get a bunch of stuff done. But the girls have been going out with me, and Gertie, she's pretty good. She's pretty good outside. She doesn't go too quick or too fast anywhere. Idabelle is very good outside. She barely leaves the porch. She does go for little walks, but she usually, Gertie and Idabelle kind of stay by my side. I'll walk up the sidewalk with them and walk down. And they're pretty good. Tallulah, she's a little bit wild. Tallulah usually forces, like, I try and open the door and just let one out at a time and put one back in as another one comes out. Tallulah every time tries to push her way through. Like, she cannot handle it. Hey, Sandra. Did I say hi? Hey, Sandra. Mary just said I'll pay mine tomorrow, Wednesday. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it says, I saw you added tons in the D stash. Yes, there are over 100 lots in the D stash. Trying to keep, people there who don't always get to see our lives. I'm trying to keep them, keep things going there, and also keep things going during the lives. Trying to, because it's just me. Andrew's not here to make other things. I have a few things that Andrew pre-made that I still need to make, but I just haven't had a moment to sit down and kind of figure that out. It's one of those things that's kind of new to me. And it's not new. It's using decals, but it's not a thing that I do often, and I'm kind of afraid to, mess it up. So yeah, I got to get the courage going to work on it. But maybe tonight I'll pre-print. Like, I'm going to practice with the decals before I print decal sheets. I don't want to waste decal sheets because they're not inexpensive. They're not crazy expensive, but they're not inexpensive either. And then I'm going to try and kind of lay everything out with paper and see if everything's laying out the way I kind of want it to. And then maybe tomorrow, maybe I'll fire the enamel pendants tomorrow during the day. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Nancy says, in the 50s, seriously, it's unbearably hot here. I bet. It's been warm here. It's been very warm here and humid, disgustingly humid for up north. But it's not too bad today. It's pretty good. But anyway, I've been taking the girls out. Tallulah, she forces her way out the door. Like, she is like a little bull. Like, I don't know where she gets her force from. Like, she's not a huge cat. but she's got force. Like I can barely, like she pushes against my arm when she's going out. And she usually makes it past me, and then I got to go and get her. And I'm trying to teach her, like sometimes I'll just put her back in and then let her right back out. It probably confuses her, but I'm trying to teach her that she should come out only when I or Andrew open the door for her and not just darting out, because she darts out and before you know it, she's all the way up the sidewalk, and that scares me a little bit. So trying to get the girls out, but she only goes that far and she stops. So that's good. And she's very good once she gets to that point. Like she stops and she rolls around and she rolls on the sidewalk, and she doesn't go any further than that. But it's like she has to get that first bit of energy out of her. And I always worry, especially when I'm by myself. Andrew says, you're brave for letting them out by yourself, but they've been pretty good. Nancy says, do you leash them? No, we do not. The reason we do this, the main reason, one, it makes them happy. They definitely, there's a change in their mood and they feel so much happier when they get to go outside a little bit. But the main reason we do it is so that if they escape, if they were to push their way out of a screen in a window, which has happened before with some of our cats, when we have just windows open, if they were to run out when we're away and somebody's watching them, we try to not train them with leashes so that they understand when they're outside what it's like to be outside, if they were to get out that way, and where their property is. So if they had a leash on, they might, if they got out when they didn't have a leash on, it might feel different to them and it might not be the same. So we are trying to train them to go out. And the boys don't wear leashes either. They all go out and they know their boundaries for the most part. And they get to know their area. And then they pretty much stay in that for every once in a while they'll go running, not running. The boys don't really run around that much, but they'll go chasing something or sneak into the neighbor's yard. But for the most part, they are they're really good, and it really helps to take them out this way and get them used to their property and where they are. Because if they do jump out, I don't want them so scared that they just go running and darting around, and that they'll stay close. So taking them out so that they get used to it, so they know what it's like outside. So it's not a novelty is another thing, because if it's too novel, cats will go and start exploring. And so we don't want it to be a super novelty to them if they get out. So that's what we do. And it seems to work. We started that with Paolo and Babette when we moved here to Ligonier. They didn't go out much when we were in the at the apartment because we were on the second story. So they go out on the porch sometimes, but my aunt had big dogs and the dogs would sometimes scare them or chase them, not in a harmful way, but because it was, novel. So when we moved to Ligonier, we started taking Paolo and Babette out and kind of just walking with them. And it got to the point where if we were in the yard doing yard work, they were pretty good. We didn't have to watch them so much. And so as the little boys, Barnaby and Gilbert, got older, we would take them out one at a time with Paolo or Babette, and they'd kind of watch where they went and they'd learn kind of where the property is. And now that's what we do with the girls. So the girls go out with Barnaby and Gilbert one at a time. And Barnaby usually goes pretty to the extreme. Barnaby likes to go out to the driveway and roll around in the driveway because it's always nice and warm and sunny, and he likes to be in the warm. And he loves to mark up, do the marking and rolling on the driveway. So he goes out there and kind of goes out there and rolls around and sits out there. And so the girls can kind of see that's where he goes. That's pretty much the boundary. We don't let them go much further than that. And it's good for them, I think, to see. And he says, I think that's good parenting. We try, they're our babies. We don't want anything happening if they were to get out. It's rare, but like the one day I came home, we have the air conditioners that roll around in the dining room to cool down the downstairs. And when I came home one day, one of the hoses was knocked out of the window, and they probably couldn't have gotten through the screen. When the hose came out, there's a hole. It's only about this big. When they were babies, they could have gotten through that hole because there's a thing in the window, and then the hoses connect to that. But when the hose comes out, the hose is like this big. So really, if they really pushed really hard and squeezed their way through, it's possible. But that is one of the windows. Before we had the air conditioner and before we had the catio, they pushed Paolo, Babette, Barnaby, and Gilbert all pushed the window out, and they were all outside at one point, which freaked me out. So that's one of the reasons we started doing that, is so that they would, because they didn't know what they were doing out there at that point. And so I said, that can't be, that we can't do that anymore. So that's why we get them used to being outside in case they get out. And then they know the back porch is the safe area. So if things go, big sounds, big noises, you know, people walking by, other animals, they can run to the back porch. And that way, if they do get outside and they do get scared, we've kind of trained them, run to the back porch. And that's because that's where we start them out at. And they know the door is right there. And we go in and out that door the most. So they come there. And so if they ever get out, hopefully they won't go far. And if they ever go on adventures or anything, they know to come back to the back porch. So yeah. Anyway, that's our cat stories. I've been taking the girls out since they're now all spayed. We don't have to worry about them running off or getting pregnant, having any teen pregnancies, and yeah, so they get to go out now a little bit here and there. Today they did not, though. The boys went out a little bit. Gilbert hasn't gone out for quite a while. I don't think he likes to go out with the girls. Some of the girls chase him. He chases Gertie, and then Idabelle and Tallulah chase him. And I think they're sticking up for Gertie, but they've now moved on to where they just chase him at any point in time. Like breakfast, as soon as everybody starts to come down for breakfast, they do one round of chasing him away before I put the breakfast down. And I got to kind of try to stop that, because that's getting a little bit much, a little too much. But and he's eased up on Gertie since then, so that's probably a good thing. It might be good that they're doing that, but yeah. But he hasn't been going out too much because I think he doesn't want to go out with them. So today, just he and Barnaby got to go out. Let's see. Oh, Kimberly's here. I don't know if I said hi. Hi, Kimberly. This is totally late to the party. Thank you for joining us. See, now there's comments I wasn't even seeing. And this is a true Monday. Migraine from the unsettled weather. Quick week plan, or quiet week plan for work, which makes me happy. That's good. I wish my week were more quiet, but it's going to be a busy week again. Because I got to try and, like I said, make the money to get Andrew on the road this weekend, which is a little bit daunting for me, because I also have a lot of bills this week. You know, some weeks are worse than others. This is the hard week. This weekend and this week are the harder ones. Let's see here. I said hi to Sandra. And this is cat stories are good. Kimberly says, hi, everyone. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. You too. I know you've been busy. Smokey and Phil, Susan says, never go out. I especially don't trust Smokey especially since we have Hawks in the next door. Hawks next door? Oh my goodness. So we're also in an urban area with all the adjacent issues. Yeah, we have, you know, you're probably very urban there. We are just in a town. And so we do have a little backyard. It's not fenced in, but some of our neighbors have fences, which stop the cats from going too far. But yeah, it's hard when they, you know, it's hard when you're in areas like that. Like if we were in New York, there is no way we would take our cats out. Cooper's Hawks. Wow. Yeah. That's one thing I'm always on the lookout for when we do take them out. I'm always checking, like I have to keep my eye out on things around just in case there are any stray animals. Because one, they'll chase things that are like chipmunks and bunnies and and end up in other people's yards or further away than I want them to be. I don't want them running across roads. But I also keep an eye on the skies because, you know, we don't have a lot of birds of prey running around town so much necessarily, but you never know. And some birds are large enough, they will pick up little cats. And the girls are getting bigger, but I don't want to give that a try. I don't want to give that a try. I don't want them coming down swooping with talons and hurting anybody either in the attempt. So I do try to keep an eye up and all around. Up and down and all around. They glide so gracefully, says Susan. I don't know though. Cooper's hawks. I don't know if I know what a Cooper's hawk is. Let me look it up here. Because I don't think I've ever heard of Cooper's hawk. Let's see. I don't know if we have those around here. I've never seen one, but then again, I don't know. I'm only seeing pictures of them perched. I don't know if they would be, if I'd see them flying. Yeah, you don't want any trouble that way. For the most part, Tallulah is really the one so far that I'm finding out that I have to keep a real good eye on, because she doesn't panic. She just gets super energetic when she runs out, like super energetic. Oh, my screen tilted. Let's do this again. There we go. Oops. Comments just skipped all the way back up. What's everybody saying? Everybody's saying hi to each other. Thank you all so much. You're all so nice. All right. Yeah, so totally get it. Totally get why you wouldn't take them out. It's a lot. It is a lot. It makes me very nervous. And with my anxiety, it does make me nervous to take them out, but I try and stay as calm as I can, because if I do need to grab them for any reason or, you know, kind of chase after them, they pick up on my anxiety. I've noticed that. One time, Ida Bell got out, and I didn't want her to get out yet. And I went to pick her up, and she started hissing at me, which is very abnormal. She's usually my little cuddly girl, and she purrs like as soon as you pick her up and hold on to her. But she was hissing and trying to do a little bit of clawing. And I realized my energy was like, because I wasn't ready for her to come out, and there were too many cats out already. It was too much. But so I realized that she was picking up on my energy. So I try to stay as calm as I can when I have them out, and just realize that they're generally pretty good when they're out. So we don't have to worry too much. Anyway, how are y'all? Good? Let's get this show started. I didn't think of a letter, letter, lot number. Have I used? I think I used this recently. Yes, I did. Let's not use that or anything like that. Okay, we're going to use MYG. MYG, my gems. Do that. How's that? Let me flip this camera around, and then we will get the show started. Thank you all for being here. If you have any questions while we're here, please do feel free to ask. Let me put up the banner here. I don't think we have any new people here, so I'm not going to go over the whole how you claim, but I'll do the quick run through. We give you a piece of paper with a lot number on it. Take down that lot number, put it in the subject line of an email, send that email to info@allegorygallery.com. If you are new and you're like, whoa, I'm new, I want to know, I can give you more details, but I don't think we have too many new people that I'm seeing here. So at least nobody that said hi yet. let me flip this camera. I got my mirroring on. Let me turn off mirroring. There we go. I was like, why is my stand over so far? It's because the leg is hitting the leg of the table. Anna says, my Lulu cat snuck out my apartment door tonight, and I was chasing her up and down the hallway. She was trapped but running, and she started yowling, so that was exciting. See, they do. That's naughty, right? Naughty kitty. They do pick up on your energy, like when you chase them around and stuff, especially when they're in a new environment. So that's why I try and stay as calm as I can with ours when they're out. Sometimes when they go running, though, it gets the best of me, and I realize that my excitement increases a little bit too much. My anxiety goes up a little too much, and they definitely feed off of that. But I'm glad she didn't get out, get further than the hallway. She got the bushy tail too. Yeah, gotta love the bushy tail, right? It's actually pretty cute, but don't like to deal with the bushy tail too much, right? Okay, first off, since we're starting with gemstones, a little while ago, I did some bags of high-end or higher-end gemstones, and some of y'all really like those. So I'm going to do a few more of those today. I picked some new ones, and I think they're really fun. So I hope you like them. Anna says, perhaps she learned her lesson. Yeah, if she was scared, that's very possible, right? This is the first one, MYG1. I have this, I believe this is a dyed chalcedony. So this is dyed chalcedony faceted drop. I'm not sure what this one is, but I like it. And if you look really close in there, it has a druzy in there. See that? Isn't that wild? And then we have this dogtooth amethyst. And I'm trying to see, this is drilled across the top. Here's the hole there. And then you get a piece of this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful labradorite. And then this chunky carnelian. Get a little piece of turquoise, which this is a really good deal, y'all, for this one. Citrine, not citrine. I think this is lemon quartz. Lemon quartz, we're going to say. Could be citrine, but I think it's lemon quartz. And then a stick pearl. Those Biwa stick pearls, wire wrapped kind of look and drilled lengthwise. So that's MYG1, only $12 for all of those. Some of those, like this one, normally we'd probably sell for $6 or $8 by itself. This one, this turquoise is probably you know, $8 at least. Let's see here. Oh. We stayed up a bit later last night to finish a movie, says Susan. Smoky Cat didn't like that and squawked at us until we caved and went upstairs. Feline overlords rule the roost here. That's funny. Like the Doctor Who Daleks, the overlords, right? Except quite a bit cuter. Exactly. All right, so that is MYG1. MYG2. Hello, Angela on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. All right, the next one has a large, chunky carnelian. I tried to make these colorful for the most part this time. This beautiful clear quartz drop. This gorgeous, gorgeous aquamarine kind of faceted barrel shape. Smoky quartz. Peruvian opal. This is a dyed agate of some sort, which I think is really bright and fun. Then a blue chalcedony faceted coin. And then I think this is either jade or serpentine. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's jade. So there's that one, MYG2. MYG3. Now this is very green, but I think it came from the strand. I had a strand of Peruvian opal, and I think it came from that, which is strange, but that's, I have a number of those beads, and they were mostly Peruvian opals. And then this is a pink opal. And I'm not sure what this one is. I think it's a dyed stone, but it's fun. I tried to include some bigger ones in a lot of these. And then here's the one I always mess up: chrysocolla, chrysoprase. Chrysoprase, I think. Y'all can tell me if I'm right, because I always mix those two up. I think it's chrysoprase. Chrysoprase. Thank you, Anna. Thought so. And then this is a rose quartz. And then another pink opal. And this is a turquoise. And clear quartz. So that's MYG3. And only putting these $12. This is the same price we offered these at before. And these are a very good price. These are the ones that I had to talk with Andrew about, and he relented at offering them at 12. We were going to offer them a lot higher because these are from his higher end gemstone board. He has a whole board of these. He usually uses them for his own projects, but we made little groupings of them, and hopefully you like them. Sandra says they're all so pretty. Thank you. Tried to do a good job. On them. I'm going to move these ones over here. So far, they're all still available. Nobody's claimed them yet. Okay, MYG4. I do have only 5 groupings of these. 5 groupings. This is the 4th. This starts with smoky quartz. And this one, here's some of that Peruvian opal, but in the grays and blues. Super pretty. That stone itself is probably worth the $12. And this is, we want to see them all, LOL. I get it. I get it. Then there's an amethyst. This is a carved carnelian drop, hand-carved carnelian drop, top drilled. Then a piece of citrine. I believe, yeah, this is drilled through the top as well, that way. And then this, I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. It's so strange. It's a quartz, but it's like smoky quartz, but the gray goes through it in these kind of patterns. I'm not 100% sure, and Andrew's not here to ask, nor does he have internet really for me to ask, but I just thought it was really cool. I hope I'm not, selling off something that's super expensive for him, but, there you go. It's not really dendritic, Sandra. It's not the same as a dendritic. I'm not 100% sure, but I like it. Stormy quartz. Is that really a thing, Kimberly? Because it looks like stormy quartz. That's pretty much exactly what it looks like. But I don't know if you're joking or if that's a real thing, because I've never heard of that. But there you go. This is a citrine carved not bicone. Wow. My my brain today. I've been so overwhelmed by things. Kimberly says, that's what I call it. Some beach shops call it cloud quartz. Okay, I've heard of cloud quartz. I have heard of that. Rondell, thank you, Anna. Faceted rondell, citrine. And then this is an amethyst faceted tube / drop. It's really just kind of it's really a pretty, beautiful color, natural amethyst. And it's kind of a little bit bigger at the base than at the top. And this is usually just me losing words. Yeah, I've been doing that a lot. MYG2 has sold. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Let me put that one away. Make room for the last one. The last one, which is really the first one that I picked out today. Move this over. And MYG5. $12. Okay, this is actually the first one I picked out, and I thought I did a really good job on this one. It's a really pretty gigantic aquamarine. Beautiful, beautiful aquamarine. And here's another one of these Peruvian opal. Sometimes my brain goes too fast. I'm already thinking about the next bead, and then I'm trying to talk about the one I'm holding. And then a rose quartz. Faceted rose quartz. And then this is a green quartz. I was thinking it might be fluorite, and it could be fluorite. It actually probably is fluorite, very clear fluorite, because that looks like fluorites to me as far as the way that's happening. And then clear quartz, and this looks like fluorite. Yeah, because green quartz is a little bit different, and the way fluorite always has that kind of, a lot of times that kind of spread inside, that kind of wispiness. Clear quartz. And then these are blue chalcedony druses, or I don't know, I guess that's what you call them. And those are drilled, that one is drilled through top to bottom like this. Oh, we just sold 3. Thank you so much. And then this one, this is also a chalcedony. Let me make sure. This looks slightly like peach moonstone, but I believe that is a chalcedony. And then you get another little stick pearl with that one drilled lengthwise. Beautiful vintage freshwater pearl. All right, so 3 has sold out. Thank you. So 2 and 3 have sold. And that's the end of these lots. So if you've been waiting to the end to pick, 1, 4, and 5 are still available. 5 has just sold. Thank you so much. Somebody liked that one. I just thought those were such like kind of dreamy colors together. I love that color scheme. And like there's something about each one of these that I liked. This one, definitely this stone. These just had really cool, the hand-carved carnelian drop on this one. This stone here, just such pretty colors. I kind of like the little bumpily, nuggety citrine as well. I love this amethyst. I just love the color in that. And of course, these citrines, beautiful. And then this one, I mean, this one has, you know, I love dogtooth amethyst, but this right here, that one, wow. And that's drilled center like that. So top to bottom where my fingers are, drilled through the center. And then I love, you know, I love chunky carnelian. Excuse me. And then this one, so dreamy. I know it's a dyed, but it is so pretty. That color, it's like it's that purpley, deep berry pink, and that's drilled through the top. So those 2 are still available, 1 and 4. I'll leave them up here for you all if you'd like to grab any of those. Thank you to those who did grab some already. I appreciate that. And now let's get into some of the strands that I chose for tonight's show. These are so beautiful. We normally have these, what is this? MYG6. We normally have these at 36. We've never gone this low on them before. I'm gonna go to 24. Oh, MYG4 has just sold. Thank you so much. Let me put that one away. So MYG1 is the last one left. If anybody wants to grab it. Okay, so this is MYG6. Trying to get this all in screen here. What do I just do with them? There they are. The lowest we've ever gone on these, I think, is 28 or 30. I'm doing them for 24 because, you know, I got to make some money. So these are mixed apatite, faceted heishis. Some of them are faceted rondelles, but you get the mixed apatite. Get some of the light kind of limey, almost yellow green. Get some of the darker green. You get some of the neon apatite in there. Really beautiful stone strands. I've only got 2 of them available. Let me write a 2 on here. 2 of them available. Once they're gone, that is the best price ever on those. About 3.5 millimeter Yeah, 3.5 millimeter beads, 2 strands available, and they are 13-inch strands. Excuse me, 13-inch strands. High quality, beautiful apatite. 2 strands available. MYG7. I know some of y'all like lapis. These are normally 26. These are some excellent, beautiful lapis strands. I'm going to take them down to lowest price ever, 20. $20 a strand. And wait till you see how nice these are. These are microfaceted lapis rounds. Look at that color. Look at how deep color they are. Beautiful, gorgeous, deep blue lapis. These, I think, are about 3.5 millimeter as well on those. 3.2, 3.3. Stunningly beautiful lapis. They've got lots of the metallic flash in there, that pyrite. And for small as they are very blue, but they do have a lot of the other color in them too that you can see. But they're a lot of blue, a lot of beautiful, beautiful blue. It's about 3.5 millimeter faceted rounds, microfaceted lapis, and those are also 13-inch strands. It's so blue, it's almost like purple. Like, I don't know how that happens, but they are so pretty. 2 strands available only. $20, lowest price ever on those. I've only got one of these. Let's see how big is this? Ooh, that's a big strand. That is a big strand. Don't drop everything, knock everything off. Normally this was 24. I'm going to drop it down to $16. $16. MYG8. This is a, let's see how long it is. It's a strand of aquamarine chips. It's about a 32-inch strand of aquamarine chips. Nice quality aquamarine, very, very blue. For those of you who like chips, great price on that, $16 for the strand. Nice quality aquamarine chips. Not a bunch of junky stuff on there, right? A lot of times when you get chips, it's like the leftovers. And we try to make sure that when we have the chips, it's got a lot of the nice actual quality stone on them. So that's MYG8, $16, only 1 strand of those. Sorry, everybody. I need to take a drink. I feel like my voice sounds like I've been shouting for days. And I don't know why. I think it's because I had that allergic reaction. But I've barely had, like, I don't have my normal voice right now. And I don't know why. Other than I'm assuming it was because of the my allergic reaction last night. I'm going to put MYG1 away to make room. It is still available if anybody wants MYG1. It's this beautiful mix of stones for only $12. It's the only grouping of those that we still have available. Thank you. MYG6 is the apatite, multi-apatite. 3 different colors of apatite on there. There they all are at once, so you can see them. I think they're gorgeous. Only 2 strands of those available at the lowest price we've ever offered, $24. MYG7, $20 on these. Lapis, lowest price ever on those. MYG8, $16 on the amethyst, or not amethyst, aquamarine chips. I don't know if we've offered these before at all. Aquamarine chips. One of those available. I need to make myself some room. I'm running out of room. I cleaned up over here, and I still never have enough room. How big are the apatite? They're 13-inch strands, and they're 3.5 millimeters. 13-inch strands, 3.5 millimeter beads. And that's probably at least double A grade apatite. They're really nice. They've got really good clarity in them. MYG6. All right, MYG9 coming up. I'll offer you a really good price on these too, once I get them sorted. How many of these do I have? I have 6 strands of these. 6 strands of these. And these were 18. I'm going to bring them down to 15. And these are high-end, beautiful amethyst faceted rondelles. Really beautiful, deep, rich color in these. Natural, not dyed. And these are MYG9. And these are 3.5 millimeters. And I've got 6 strands of those available. And I think these are also 13-inch strands. Yes, 13-inch strands on those as well. It's hard working around a camera sometimes. So there you go. Beautiful amethyst, natural color, 3.5 millimeter faceted rounds. Now I also have MYG10. MYG10. I have the same quality amethyst, but in a smaller faceted round. And these ones are 2.5 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter amethyst microfaceted round. 3 strands of these available, 13-inch strands. Again, natural amethyst, deep color, really pretty stones. 3 strands available of those, just to show you the difference between 9 and 10. There they are. Same beautiful color, but different sizes. Nice clarity on those too. That's MYG9 and MYG10. We've sold one of the MYG6s. Thank you so much. I'm going to put these away. We still have one left if anybody's interested. 3 different color of apatite. Find my bag for those. And I'm going to put the lapis away. So far, nobody's grabbed the lapis. That's MYG7. And again, that's a microfaceted round, about 3.3 millimeter microfaceted round in the lapis. And that's from Afghanistan lapis. Deep, deep color blue. Okay, I'm going to move these down. MYG8 is still available. MYG9 still available. MYG10 still available. We sold one of the 9s. Thank you so much. We still have 5 of those available. Thank you, thank you. Okay. Whoa! Oh, my bags are falling on the floor. Okay, let's switch up from gemstones a little bit and put some stuff. These I found, and I don't know if anybody's interested in these. I thought they were super cool, but I don't know. It's chain. These are a vintage chain. And it looks like this. So with these bigger loops, smaller loops, some of them are doubled up. It's super cool, I thought. The vintage tag on it has them marked. For one, they are priced in euros. So I guess it's not too vintage if they're priced in euros. I don't know. When did the euro come out? When did they do that? Is that vintage yet? Maybe they're not quite vintage. These are old. I know that because of where we got them. These are 12 plus 9. So those are about, it's about what, 21, 42-inch strand. 42-inch strand. They were about 15 euros. So I'm just going to price it at $12. And if somebody wants it, somebody can have it. $12. Random chain, which I think is really cool. Sorry, y'all. I just had a scratch on my leg, and I was trying to make sure it wasn't a tick. Because that's about all that I would need right now, is to add that to my anxiety. It is not, thankfully. MYG 12. And I'm going to do this chain for the same $12. And this is a really cool chain too. Same place. And these loops could also be used, you know, you could take this apart. They're connected with these metal pieces there, but you can also use those for other things like earrings or a bracelet. So there's that chain, and this length on this one, I think it's, let's see, is it the same? Yeah, about 42 inches on that as well. MYG 12. All right, I'm going to put MYG 8 away. That's the aquamarine chips. One strand available, 32-inch strand. And these chips, I didn't give you the size in the chips, did I? You can see they vary, but I'm going to grab them right here. It's about a 9mm. Yeah, they're around 8 to 9mm. Some of them go a little higher than that. As you can see, there's some that stick out a bit more, but mostly 8 to 9mm. MYG 8. And I'm also going to put MYG 9 away. That's the larger size of the amethyst, faceted rounds, 3.5mm, 5 strands left. And keep the smaller MYG 10 out a little bit. Those are 2.5mm amethyst, faceted rounds. MYG 11, which is this wild chain. I love this. I know some of y'all like different kinds of chain. I just happened to find these in a drawer. I figured you might like those. One of Andrew's drawers. MYG 12 is that chain. MYG 13. This was 26. Before, let's see, we did it at 24. I'll drop it down to 22 today for you all. Lowest price ever on that. And this is a tiger cowrie. Tiger cowrie bead strand. I love this. This is one of my favorite of the kind of shell strands that we have. I think these are so pretty. And I think they would make fantastic earrings. Whether you're doing like sea themed or they're almost like animal print. I think those would be big with people who like both the sea stuff and animal print stuff. And this is a 16-inch strand. And these are about 10mm by 20. 10 by 20mm. One strand only. Vintage strand. That is a vintage strand. Nice quality there. I don't know if you can find stuff like that around anymore. Those are really fun. Okay, let me go ahead and move this amethyst off of there. And let's move those away. 13, Sandra, yes, is shell. It's cowrie shell. Is that what I said, cowrie? Am I right? Let me look at the, I have the old tag. Tiger cowrie. I knew there was another word to it. Tiger cowrie shell, yes. They're shell, and then they sandwich them on. They sandwich kind of the fancy pieces on each side of these beads. They're really cool. Let's move 11 over. Let's move 12 over. Move 13 over. Can you see those numbers? I hope you can still see the numbers. There we go. 14. What do I got next? It looks heavy. No, it is not that heavy at all. It's very light, actually. Very, very light. Those would be perfect for earrings. Each one of those, you probably barely feel them. Yeah, it's a very light strand. And wow. Let's see. This strand broke, so I'm going to give you an extra good deal because the strand broke. And these were 24. I'm going to bring them down to 16. These are pearls, really nice pearls. And let me see if I can pull it out of the bag here without too many more falling off the end. Okay, 5 pearls have fallen off the end. But look at these pearls. Look at how almost perfect they are. Like I'm spinning them, they barely even can tell that they're spinning because they're so perfect. And we have this price low at 24 to begin with. You know, the more perfect pearls are together, usually the more expensive the strand, right? Because they sort those and they find ones that are very similar and spend a lot of time doing that. Let me see what this would be with an extra 5 pearls. So this strand is an 16-inch strand. 16-inch strand of vintage freshwater pearls. Really nice quality. $16 only, down from 24 because the strand broke and I have to bag it up for you. Sometimes that happens. They're just hard to keep around when that happens. So if somebody wants it for the $16 price, now's the time. All right, let me put the chain away. Nobody seems to be jumping at the chain today. You never know. We just had some emails for 13 pop up. Thank you so much. 13 has sold. My email looks like a bunch of them came in at, well, not a bunch, but a few of them came in at once. So my email is a little behind. So 13 has sold. Thank you, thank you. If you want to know if you got something, as you know, you can ask me in the comments. I'll let you know, but I never say out loud unless you ask me to. 14 has just sold. Those are the pearls. Thank you so much. Take that strand off my hand. That helps a lot. Sandra says it's not a chain day, LOL. Sandra says, did I get 13? You did not, Sandra. You missed out on 13. Sorry. That means you got more budget for something else, right? Do you have those lapis? I'm surprised you didn't go for the lapis, to be 100%. I'm surprised. Maybe you must already have that size. Because normally you're my fellow lapis lover. I have one for this already. It says the lapis is too small. If it was 6, I would. I know you're still waiting for 6. I'm still waiting for 6 to magically show up here so that I can email you and let you know that I found 6mm lapis, but I still don't have it yet. Someday I'll show up and I'll be like, I know who needs this. All right, that cleared the decks. MYG15. Now I have more very nice pearls. These are really, really pretty. Vintage freshwater. You can see how thick the nacre is on them, or nacre is on them. Like you can like literally see how thick it is. Like sometimes you can tell that it's on there thick. These are thick and beautiful. Look at the color you get because it is so thick. These are dyed, obviously, but you can still see the beautiful color even though they're dyed. So pretty. Coppery in color. 16-inch vintage strands. Normally those are 22. I'm going to bring them down to 16 for you, and there's 3 of them available. I'll do at that price. MYG 15, and these pearls are 8mm approximately by about 5. Little button pearls. Button pearls? Kind of. And it says, I have that lapis strand, or I would have gone for it, LOL. Don't you need 2? Don't you need another? I'm just joking. MYG16. I think I just shipped something out to you and too today, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember who I got shipments out to today. And this is marigold color. That's exactly what they are. They're coppery marigold, right? They're really pretty. Like a bronzy color, like for the beach, if you do beach stuff. Yeah, it's just a good mix. Like I can see them. Sorry. I'll play with them. Like with these. Like look how they make those lighter colors stand out. Like there's a hint of a little bit of almost yellow gold in these. And just look how when you put these pearls with them, how that just jumps out at you then. Right? Put a pearl in between a few of those. That'd be really pretty. Anyway. And it says need larger rounds in lapis. Everybody needs larger rounds in lapis. I'm going to see what we can do about that. I'm just going to move this up here because it's always in my way. MYG 15. Yes, I got a shipping notice. Oh, good. I'm glad the shipping notices work. People know. Now, these I had on the show a little bit before. I can't remember who was doing it, but somebody posted that they used these. These are these vintage Japanese beads, glass beads. And I used one in one of my bracelets, and someone else, I can't remember who it was, used these in one of their designs too. And everyone was talking about how pretty they were. So I found them, and I only have 4 strands left. They're last time we did them, they were $8, so I'm going to leave them at 8, even though vintage Japanese usually is more expensive. But they don't come across very purpley on camera, but they are a purple color. They almost look more brown for some reason on camera, I feel like. I don't know what you're seeing. But they are a nice light kind of purple. And MYG 18. Susan says, that was me. I finished the bracelet and made earrings. Nice. I knew. And I couldn't remember if it was on the the make along, but you did different earrings on the make along. That's another thing we did. We had a make along, which I forgot to talk about. That's so weird that was just Friday. But yeah, we did a creative make along. So thank you to all those who came. We had some new people. We appreciate that. And a bunch of other friends joined us who like the make-alongs. and we just kind of chatted. And I did, I think, finish my necklace, but I have yet to actually add I have yet to crimp it. I have to crimp it. These beads are 10 millimeters by about 17.5. Vintage Japanese glass beads. Sandra says, wait, that was only Friday. I know, right? That was only Friday, the 18th. Right? 18th? Yeah. How is that? Whew. Time is weird, y'all. Time is weird. What? Whoa. MYG 17. Totally missed the make along. Yes, you did, Anna. Totally missed it. I didn't do much promotion for it, I have to admit. It snuck up on me because I've been doing so much with Andrew away that I just lost track of time. And even Friday, I meant to publicize a little more with an email and stuff. I've barely done any emails for the business. It's been hard. It's been a lot. These are the antique African beads, and these are $26 for a lot. We've had a few lots of these. People really seem to like these lots, so I have a few more. $26 per lot. Beautiful antique African. These are from, I think, the late 1800s to early 1900s. Why is my phone not charging? My phone just told me it wasn't charging. There it goes. I had it plugged in this whole time. I guess not well enough. Okay. So, yeah. Antique African. Late 1800s, early 1900s on these. I love this one. And this one. One lot of these available, $26. MYG 17. Now, wow. These are vintage Japanese. I'm going to do these at $16 each. These are pretty special. I'm going to do that at $18 each. Because I think if I go lower than that, Andrew might get upset. Because we've never shown these before. I don't even know if I was supposed to know about these or not. So these are made in Japan. These are vintage Japanese saucer beads with the gold in them. These strands are big. These are 12-inch strands. 12-inch strands. MYG 18. $18 each. I've got 2 of them available. That's it. And these are 12 millimeters by approximately 9. 12 by 9. Andrew's probably gonna be like, what are you doing selling them for that? But I've got 2 of those available. If anyone's interested, MYG 18. And we've never shown those. Like I said, I just found those in a drawer today. And I said, I know these are supposed to be my favorites, but as soon as I saw them, I'm like, that's a new favorite for sure. because those are so cool and very unique. Vintage Japanese glass. Come on. What's he doing here? We've just sold one of the 18s. Thank you so much. We have one left. MYG19 coming up. Let's make this $6. Very cool saucer sitting on my typing fingers, says Anna. This is trying to save money. I get that. I do. Just know we appreciate all of your all support, because it's been rough with Andrew gone. I will say that, but I'm glad he's learning and getting a chance to be out there. These are carved bone, hand carved bone tubes. You can get 6 of them, $6. That's about an 8-inch strand. These tubes are about 5.5 by 36. 5.5 by 36. Hand carved bone tubes. For those of you who like the bone. All right, let me put these pearls. No takers on 15. Let me check my spam. I did not check my junk mail today, or for the last few days, actually. I've been trying to be better about that since people have been going to spam. Let's see here. Looks like okay. That was something I was looking for. So let's move that to the inbox. See, people are going to spam. Okay. That's good. Sorry about that, everybody. Just had to move that to the inbox, and I need to flag it so that I don't forget about it, hopefully. Student says, those vintage Japanese glass beads are really nice. Love those lavender ones I got. Yeah, right? Aren't they nice? There's still one strand left. Still one strand left. No, still 4 strands of those. 4 strands of those Japanese. And 1 strand of these. Yeah, these are so pretty. Just sold a strand of those. Thank you so much. Okay, I was in the middle of putting these away before I started looking at my spam folder. Okay. And once these are gone, they are gone, y'all. We are not getting more of these. I don't even think the vendor that we originally got these from is still in business, so can't even go back to the vendor to see. These are the African, the antique African. These are the vintage Japanese. Again, they even have made in Japan, the old tags on there. MYG19, the bone is still available. Whoa, let's learn to write. MYG20. This we did at $16 once. I can't go lower than that, and it should be higher. But this is beautiful mother of pearl beads. Beautiful, beautiful mother of pearl. Look at the colors shining in these. They are so colorful. They just glow. And they're even better in person than on the camera. 100% true. even in the bag, you know, sometimes when things are in a plastic bag, they don't glow as well. These are just bright and beautiful, and I love them. And there's only one strand of them. We just sold the other MYG 18. Thank you so much. This is a 16-inch strand of mother of pearl. And each of these beads is approximately 4.5 millimeters by 12. 4.5 by 12 millimeters. One strand available. Vintage strand on that. Okay, I'm going to put these away since those have sold out. Thank you, thank you. You're going to love those, to those people who bought them. Like I said, I didn't even know we had those. I hope Andrew wasn't saving those. Oh, sorry. Did I say abalone? You're right, Sandra. Abalone. They are abalone. Sorry about that. Abalone. Told you, my brain. They are in the mother of pearl bin that we have. That's why I probably had that on my brain. They are abalone. Oops, somebody just tried to grab 18 again. Sorry. Just a little too late on that one. Just a little too late. Someone else got in there before you. I wish I had more because they are lovely. Can you hear the shell coming up? I was in a beachy shell mood right now. I think it's because I'm looking at pictures of Andrew at the shore. Well, you know, at the ocean. We just sold 20. Thank you so much. These were 24. That's an exceptionally good price. I can take them down to 22, but these are vintage, and the vintage price was 24 a long time ago. Now they are marked, they're cowrie shells, but they are marked snakehead cowrie. Snakehead cowrie. Anna says, did my request for 19 go through? No. No, I got a request from you that you were too late on the 18, but I did not get a 19, unless you meant 19 and wrote 18. These, like I said, they say snakehead cowrie. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I don't know these shells all that well, but I know what I think is pretty, and I love these. So these are the intact, full cowrie shells. And I love how they sound. So for those of you who like shells, this is a really excellent stand, and an even better deal because, like I said, the vintage price on these was 24. And so we're doing it at 22 for y'all. But I can't go any lower than that. Like there's the old tag. Now let me check junk, Anna, because nope. Okay. Oh, I found another thing in junk that needs to go to the inbox. Jeepers. Okay. So before the 18 email. No, I did not, Anna. There's no claims for 19 at the moment. None. You can still try if you'd like. Send another one. I have no claims for 19 at all. It is a thing, snakehead cowrie. Oh, good. Well, that's what they're marked. So I'm assuming they got it right. I hope. I hope. Okay. Did it go into your draft folder, Anna? Yeah, Sandra's asking when in the draft folder. I know I've been doing better recently. My email's been working, it seems like, for me, but we did have that glitch before, right? Okay, let me see. I just lost, there they are. I'm gonna put these away. These are the vintage Japanese in that kind of purpley lavender color. And it says it's in my scent folder. That's weird, because I did not get it. I did not get it. For 19, right? You said 19? Yeah, no. I have no request for 19 for me. Try sending it again so that I can set it aside. I can definitely set it aside for you. But just make sure that I remember to check it out later. Add it to the list. Yeah, it's weird. I've gotten things from you since, obviously, because you tried for the other one, but I've not gotten one for 19. So weird. Well, I'll put 19 away since you did claim it. So that'll go put that away. And hopefully your emails will come through okay. 20 has sold. Yep. So let me put 20 away. There. I got the one that says second time. That one came right through. That one came right through and just popped up. No problem. Okay. 21. This one's the newest and still available. These cowrie shells, by the way, are approximately 23 by 10.5. And they are drilled this way, as you can see. So they kind of dangle like earrings. They'd probably be really pretty as an earring dangle. Yeah, Mercury retrograde, right? Technology issues. YG22. Here's another one that I promised the people on the make-along that I would look for, because I think it was Norma, right? Norma made a really pretty thing using these vintage Czech glass beads. And now I got to get them de-stranded here so I can show you one strand. Ooh. Oh, good thing I did that carefully, because they were not knotted. That is weird, Anna. I don't know why. Especially since it went to your send folder. Before it was going to the drafts when there were issues. It's bad when you can't rely on the sent folder. And I mean, it could, I'm not saying it couldn't be on our end, but that other one came right through, which is so weird. Okay. All right. These Givre beads, vintage Czech glass. And they are, what did we do on them? $8 a strand. Oh, there came the first one. Unless you sent another one again. Another one just came through for 19 just now. It got delayed along the way. How weird is that? It just popped up. And it's time-stamped now. I've got 4 of these available. And Norma says, Anna, that happened to me once too. Then the first one showed up way after. It just happened. Yep. It just popped up again. Way after. Jeez Louise. All right. So these are the Givre vintage check glass, clear and blue, stuck out in hyperspace, right? Oh, always something, right? These are about 5.7 millimeters by 26 millimeters. And Susan said, those are gorgeous in person. I have some. Yeah, I promised that I would show these. All right. Promised I would show them. Because everyone was like, ooh, I really like those. So we'll see if anybody wants these. Vintage check, 8 beads, $8, 4 of them available. It was the first one. Yep, that's so weird. And it's time-stamped after the second one. I thought at least maybe it would filter in time-stamped correctly. Norma said, those look familiar. I know, Norma, that's what I just said. Norma worked with these, and because everyone was loving what you made, people were like, ooh, do you have more of those beads? And I said, I do have them somewhere. Well, I looked around for them today, and I found them. But I've only got 4 strands left, and once those 4 are gone, we'll never see them again. So if you want them, get them now. MYG22. Now, this is so beautiful strand of carnelian. It is so juicy, and I'm going to do it at a real good price, $10. There you can see, you got $10 for these juicy, juicy carnelian. Look at those. Ooh, 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 so juicy. Another vintage strand, good quality. They're little ovals. They're a little, you know, not perfectly oval. Super, they look so fruity though, right? Like you could bite like a little tangerine, like the fruit of the tangerine. So nice. 1 strand available. I have 2 loose beads as well that came from, I think, another strand. So you get those too if you order that. And since I had those, I had to double check. That's good. Double check. MYG24. These are more check glass beads that I love a lot. Yeah, these are vintage check. And, oh. Orange juicy, says Anna, right? Okay, so these are a little bit more originally. They were $12 a strand. Really, that's what those should be too, but I'm going to bring them down to 8. I've only got 3 of them available. And they're these vintage check. They're kind of in the same color range a little bit. Kind of. In the blues. But they're these rectangles that are like pinched diagonally down the middle. How, like corner to corner, pinched right through. They're super cool. Vintage check glass. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 beads on there. Each bead is approximately 10, well, let's do it this way, 10 by 6 by 21 and a half. And I've got 3 strands of those available. Again, that's one of those things. Once they're gone, you're never going to see those again, probably, most likely. Somebody got 23, the orange juicy strand. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to put 21 back. That's the tiger head, cowrie, tiger something. No, I lost my... Oh, I'm like a mess today. I am a mess today. I lost the bag that was in. Oh well, I'll find it later. MYG 21, $22. I don't know what I did with that. Let's move this down here a little bit. And this is cool shape, right? It's a cool shape. We've sold one of those, so there's only 2 left. 2 left, and who knows if we'll ever see those again. I just like them a lot. Oh, there's the bag. Oh, there it is. Cowrie. I gotta go in the right bag. So it has the old tags and helps me remember what things are and what price things are. Nobody bought that one yet, so I've got to keep my data on that. All right, next up. MYG25. These were 28. I'm going to bring them down to lowest price ever, $22. Yep, we sold another of the 24s. Thank you so much. Only one left. Possibly in all existence. No, I doubt it. But, you know, who knows? These are tourmaline, beautiful tourmaline faceted rounds. All different tourmaline in there. Beautiful faceted rounds in 3mm faceted rondelles. Micro-faceted tourmaline, 3mm rounds. Lowest price we've ever done on those, $22 a strand. They are 13-inch strands. Only 2 of them available. This is a cool one. I'm just going to put a good price on that. We're going to put, had it at 12. I'm going to do it at 8. Only 1 strand of these left. This is a bleached beetle nut. Bleached beetle nut drop. Super cool. Super duper light because they're a natural little kind of nut, hollowed out nut, seed, something. Bleached beetle nut. Done in drops. Very, very light. This is another vintage strand, 16 inches. And each one of these drops are approximately 8 millimeters. by 13. 8 by 13 millimeters. For those of you who like the natural kind of seeds and nuts that are made into beads, this is a really cool one. It looks like dendritic agate, yellow dendritic agate, but it looks like dendrites going through it, which is, I think, really cool. MYG 26, 1 strand available. These are dyed magnesite peace signs. Dyed magnesite peace signs. MYG 27. $8 only for the strand. These are approximately 24.5 millimeter round peace signs in the dyed magnesite. One strand available, and it is a 16-inch strand. MYG 27, just a fun one there. All right, I'm going to put this away. MYG 22. We didn't sell any of these tonight, so MYG 22, still 4 of those available if you're interested. Some of y'all have that one, I know. We can put MYG 24 away. We've sold all but one of these, so there's only one strand of these left. MYG 24. At only $8. And we're going to move down 25, which is the tourmaline. Really sparkly, nice tourmaline. MYG 26, the bleached beetle nut. Super cool. Looks like dendritic agate. MYG 27, which are the peace signs, at $8. MYG 28. All right, this was $24, bringing it down to the lowest price ever, $16. This is some beautiful green labradorite rounds. It's a really deep color green, really pretty labradorite rounds. Not all going to flash depending on where I hit the light. But it's so juicy. Just depends where you hit the light on these. But really nice labradorite rounds. 12 millimeter. This is a 16-inch strand. $16 only. Really pretty color. Rarely do I see labradorite kind of like this green. It's really cool, and it's really a nice quality stone. Some of it has more flash than others, but just the stone itself is a really pretty color. MYG 28. Whew, getting a little warm in here. I must have turned down the air. Or turned up the air. Turned off the air. It was getting chilly earlier in the day. And now I'm not. How y'all doing out there? How's everybody? I have to take a drink. One moment, please. Thank you. Okay. Let's see what else I have in my bag of goodies. All right. We have these at $15 a bag. I'm going to bring them down to $12 for tonight only. MYG 29. These are these gold and gold colored spacer beads. Really cool, just all different kinds, all different sizes. Got some of those little like golf ball like ones, little dented ones. You got some of the rounds, you got some of the brushed in there. Got some that are a little bit fluted or melons. All different kinds. MYG 29 was $15 a bag, bringing it down to $12 for y'all. All right, now what did I do with the bag? Okay, no takers on the tourmaline tonight. Surprised, especially at that price. $22. Beautiful faceted, micro-faceted tourmaline rounds. 2 of them available, MYG 25. $22 each only. MYG 26. That's the bleached beetle nut strand, still available. 1 of those, $8 only, down from $12. Bleached beetle nut. And I'll move this down. There's the peace signs. I love the peace signs. That's the hippie in me. Sometimes I feel like I was born a little late for the hippie movement, because I think I would have been one for sure. Flower child. I would have liked that. All right. And then, let's see here. Whoa. I'm tripping all over the place. Okay, next up, I need to get myself a pair of pliers here. Sometimes, okay, those are tied together. Okay, good. Sometimes pliers help me knot things because my hands are bigger and I have issues sometimes. These were 12. MYG 30 for 12. It's $8. This is a vintage check strand. Vintage check. I don't know what this shape is called, but I like it. I've got 1 of those strands available. They're about 9.5 millimeters by 11. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 beads on the strand. $8 for the strand. That's about a 7-inch strand. You'll see some of them have the clear glass and some have the opaque. Anybody know what that shape is? Anybody a check glass expert that knows? I don't know. Turbine. I had like tourmaline. I couldn't think of the word, Kim. Thank you. That makes sense. Tourbillon or something I had in my head, which might be a French word for that. Turbine. Thank you. One of them available. Vintage check. $8 for the strand. So pretty, says Kim. It is, right? Only one available. MYG31. And it says turbine too. Thank you. Thank you all checking on me. What do I want to do next? MYG31. These glass beads have been very popular. I've only got one strand of these. These are 6mm rounds. And it's crackle glass. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful crackle glass. 6mm rounds. And this is a 32-inch strand. 32-inch strand. MYG 31. All right. Let's put peace signs away. Nobody wants the peace signs. It's all right. MYG 27, only $8 for those if you're interested. MYG 28 is the labradorite. Norma says, I have that crackle glass in 2 sizes. It's really pretty. Yeah, I think in the last show or a few shows last week, one of those I had I think they were 8mm. They were a little bit bigger. We had them at $6. This is the smaller size, 6mm at $5. These are 12mm. What I said? 12mm labradorite rounds. Just the one strand still available. $16 only. $16 only. Anna says they would be pretty with mermaid glass. Yeah, the mermaid glass or the galaxy glass in those together would be really, really pretty. All right. Move these over. And MYG32. I have another strand of those. And they will be $5 as well. They're the same size, 6mm, 32-inch strand, but a different color. So these are more of the fuchsia and green, whereas these were kind of fuchsia and teal. So there are the green ones. I love the green ones. Pink and green, ooh, love that combo. $5 a strand only for 32-inch strands. Really good price on those. MYG33. I'm going to do these at $12 for the strand. Oh, we just sold the peace signs. Thank you so much. And these are shell beads cut in this little, it reminds me of the partridge, little kind of partridge shape, or a little S-shaped squiggle. But these are shell beads. And these we've never shown before, I don't think. I don't even remember these. And they're super cool little drops. And they are about 15.5 by 32. 15.5 by 32. One strand available. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on the strand. 13 of them on the strand. I think those make fun earrings. All right. Let me clear the decks here a little bit if I can find. Boy, I'm like, where's that other bag? There it is. That's why I didn't take it out of my other bag. All right, I'm going to take these gold spacers away. Can't believe no one grabbing those at $12 a bag. I use these bags for my bracelets and things when I make them. I love having all the different kinds to pick from. Because sometimes you want gold in your design, but you want to, you know, alternate or use it a different way. So these have all different shapes and sizes of gold in there. 2 bags available, $12 each. MYG29. MYG30. Oh, we did sell MYG30. Thank you so much. MYG30. Oh, I forgot to. Oops. Yeah, I had totally forgotten to cross that out. So the person who got MYG30, not the 12, it's the 8. You're paying 8. All right. Let's see here. Let's put that in a bag. And 31 is still available, I think. Let me check my junk just to make sure. Yep, 32 has sold though. Thank you, thank you. 32 is sold. It's those ones. $31 and $33 are still available. MYG34. We have Edison pearls. 4 Edison pearls available. They are $10 each. I love these. There are only 4 left. $10 each. Big, beautiful pearls. They are around 10.5 by about 11.5 millimeters. Really big and beautiful. There are 2 that are a little bit more peachy and 2 that are more like champagne. So there are pretty much, there's like 2 pair here if you want a pair. And I would, you know, if somebody claims 2, I would do it that way, unless you request to have them different. But MYG 34 Edison pearls, nice, beautiful, big, nearly perfect pearls. And again, there are 2 that are more peachy and 2 that are more champagne colored. We don't pull those out very often. Andrew usually has those tucked away. Okay, sorry, just doing mental math here. Got 10 of these. This is the lowest price I've ever done on these. These are microfaceted garnets. And these are pretty red. They're not like the berry garnets or brown. These are a nice red garnet. These should be 13-inch strands. Yep, 13-inch strands. And they are 2.5 millimeter microfaceted garnets. $12 a strand only. Normally we price those at 15 or 18 retail, 15 a special price for you all. Doing them at 12 for a special price for you all tonight. And 10 of them available at that price tonight. Who's still out there with me tonight? Who's still out there? Some of y'all are commenting here and there, but let's do a roll call. Who's out there? Anybody? All right. I don't know if we've ever shown these before. This is some vintage check glass that we have. Again, Kim's here. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see here. And I have 2 strands of these. MYG 36. Norma's here, but sleepy. Oh no, Norma. So these are vintage check glass. And look how cool this shape is. Isn't that cool? It's almost like an old soda bottle kind of shape. I love these. I don't think we've ever shown them before. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 8 per strand. These are approximately at the widest about 7.7 millimeters by 27 millimeters. MYG 36. Got 2 strands of those available. For those of you who like the odd check glass, I'm going to put 31 away. This is still available if anybody would like it. $5 for the strand. I'm also going to put 32 away, which are these little wonderful little, reminds me of a partridge birds. It's shell, $12 for that strand. We sold one of the 36s. Anybody up for the other one? Edison pearls are still available. I'm going to move those over. I'm going to move the garnets over. MYG36. MYG37. I love lamp work, and this was 30. I'm going to do 22, best price ever. It's like best price ever night for this lamp work glass. Beautiful lamp work glass bead. Look at the color. That go beautifully with some tourmaline. It has those beautiful pinks and greens in there. A little bit of yellow. Be really pretty with tourmaline. So you get the main one, and you also get these two rondelles, these dotted rondelles. And this is approximately 26 millimeters by 32.5. And the rondelles are 9 millimeters. $22. This is one of my favorites. I love the color because it reminds me of tourmaline. That's pretty much why, I think. Plus it's kind of beachy, right? Sunset at the beach. MYG 37. We've had that one. We've shown it once before at $26. So I brought it down to 22 for y'all. MYG 38. Let me see. Let's do this. Come on. I know some of y'all seem to be liking the check glass, so let me show you. Just need to pull this off here. This one. Beautiful vintage check glass. It's green with the gold or copper, more like copper. These are faceted Heishi's cut, and we will do those at 6. And I've got 3 of those available. MYG 38. And those are 6 millimeters. Let's do the other way too. 6 by 3. Beautiful color. I love that color green. And with the copper, it looks so good. MYG 38. 3 of them available. Susan's here. Thank you for being here still with us. Let's see here. I'm going to put the Edison pearls away. Those are still available. $10 each. Very nice high-end pearls. I'm going to put the garnets away, the microfaceted garnets. MYG 35. $12 a strand only. We still have one of the 36s available. This odd shaped check glass. Looks like a soda bottle to me, or a beer bottle. It's super cool. And we have this lampwork piece. And this vintage check glass, 38. 3 of these available. MYG 39. If y'all know me lately, you know I've been loving the color yellow. And these are a dyed yellow agate. Beautiful color. I love these. Just so bright. Such beautiful stones. They are 6mm faceted rounds. I know some of y'all like that 6mm size. And these are about 15-inch strands. $10 each only. $10 each. And that one needs to be tied up a little better. Just lost one on there. And 2 of them available. This is the other one. Super pretty. $10 each. MYG 39. We sold one of the 38s. Thank you so much. We've still got 2 of those available. Let me see. Y'all seem to be liking the vintage check. Let me see if I can. Let me look on the wall here and see what I can find. That y'all might like. Usually don't pull too much from the wall. You know, can't take away the backdrop too much, but these are ones that we've never shown before. I know that. And we'll give you something a little new tonight. For the last one here. I think this will be our last one. And then I'm going to show you some of the higher end things that we put in the D-stash, just so you can see them on video, in case you're interested in claiming those in the D-stash or on the video here. But I wanted to show you some of them in movement because they are so pretty, and photos do not do them justice. And once the D-stash is over, those are going back into Andrew's case, so they won't be available probably ever again, or at least for a while. It's going to be $6 a strand, and I can do 3 of these available. Like all the beads, we don't play favorites. I don't know. Seems like sometimes, no. These are super cool. Again, this is that kind of partridge shape, right? I just realized that. Vintage check glass. In this kind of S-like-ish shape, in almost like a strawberry or cherry quartz look to the glass. You can see these are old. That's an old string that's on. Vintage check. These beads are about 8 millimeters. It's hard to get these because of their shape. by about 8. They look like they should be. They might be about 6.5. 6.5 by 8. MYG 40. Here, you can kind of see the color a little better on them. And 3 strands available. And I said it's a funky shape, right? It is a funky shape, and it's not a shape I see much, especially in checked glass. So we had that shape kind of in the shell tonight and now in the checked glass. So those are available if you're interested. MYG 40, $6 a strand. That is a 7-inch strand. 7-inch strand for $6. All right, now let me take some of these away, and then for those of you who want to hang out and look at some of the high-end gemstones that we put in the D-stash in video, you can hang out with me and do that. I'll show those real quick. Whoa! That's not what I wanted to drop. We've sold one of the 40s. Thank you so much. This is 38, in case you missed that. Super beautiful green with the copper. We've sold one of those, but I do have 2 more left. Whoa! I'll find that later. Those are the yellow dyed agate. Sunshiny beads. I love the bright sunshiny beads. Where'd you go? There you are. Put you back in there. And 40. We still have 2 of those left. If anyone's interested in those. All right. Now, let's get the big ones. Okay, let's go here. Now, these are some of the higher end things. These are the transparent Dutch Dogon trade beads. They are antique. These are not the same as your normal recycled African glass. These are the very, very generally expensive antique Dutch Dogon beads. Andrew's selling this whole strand only $129. This is for the collector. For those of you who really collect these. Again, these are not the normal recycled African glass. And this is a very long strand. About a 26-inch strand. And they're graduated. So they start around 7 millimeters. And the biggest goes to 15.5. They over double in size. Antique, transparent Dutch Dogon beads. $129. That's the one that usually Andrew teases on the lives and never sells. So he put it up for sale, and I figure I will leave it up or give you a look at it. This is Andrew's personal stash of some vintage freshwater pearls. Really beautiful. These are $48 only. Really beautiful color and shape on these. Rainbows galore from the nacre on those. Nacre. Very nice, lovely vintage freshwater pearls, and they are approximately 7.8 millimeters by 19.7. 7.5 by 19.5. And that is a 16-inch vintage strand. Beautiful pearls, only $48 on those. And these are the lots, they're ATT lots. You can claim them via email tonight if you want. I'm only going to show you the ones that haven't sold. Or you can go into the D-Stash and check out everything in the D-Stash. There's over 120 lots in the D-Stash right now. This is a tourmaline strand. Chunky tourmaline beads of Andrew's. These are so dark in color. They're so saturated. Sometimes it's hard to see on the camera. It was definitely hard to get pictures of them. The beautiful giant tourmaline nuggets. $56 for the strand. They are generally around, let's pick this one, 12 by 15.5 millimeter nuggets. Yeah, the colors just don't come through. This is a 15-inch strand. 15-inch strand, one of them available. ATT 3, $56. That one sold. These are the Gen Nile ancient glass beads. These are the ones that he definitely, whoops, our screen just flipped. These are the ones he teases all the time when we have those Indonesian strands that he gets that looks, he gets them because they look like this strand at a less expensive rate. And he really even brought the price down on these for you all. ATT 5, $129 for this whole strand. And this is about a 24-inch strand. DJENNE, a gen to gen Nile ancient glass. These are ancient glass, not antique. Ancient glass beads. The real deal. And they are also graduated. They go from 4.5 millimeters up to the largest on here is about 11. From Andrew's private stock. I think the color's better if I move this away. Yeah, now you can see the color better. They're this beautiful blue and some greens, like a tealy blue, tealy green, some rich blues. One strand available, ATT 5, $129. And again, these are all things that are going to go back into his case if they don't sell. This is nunderite, which was a new stone to me. Nunderite slabs, faceted slabs. Nunderite, I looked it up because it was new to me. It says it forges a superior bond between the heart and root chakra systems. It promotes an extension of the earth's energies to be channeled within. Abundant wave of restorative energy is imbued within us and assists one in all forms of self-healing, especially the emotional body. Very powerful stone, nunderite. N-U-N-D-E-R-I-T-E. And these beads are approximately 31 millimeters by 40. ATT 40, I'm sorry, ATT 6, $45. Who's still hanging out with me watching? Anybody out there watching this portion? I know these are things that some of you may have seen in the D-stash already. I didn't know if they'd be interesting to people, but I wanted to show them because I don't think it's always easy to see in photos what these things really look like. Kimberly's here. Thank you so much for being here. All right, this is ATT8. 7 had sold. ATT8 is blue chalcedony with the matrix. Now these are really cool stones. I love blue chalcedony when it's with the matrix like this, but these are faceted, simple cut faceted stones. $45 only for this strand, and it is pretty darn nice. You know, it's not the most expensive strand out of the bunch, but I think it's one of the nicest. I really like it. So that's ATT8. And those stones, let me just pick one here. Pick this one. 20 by 24 millimeters. And that is a 16-inch strand. ATT8. And this is beautiful stones, aren't they? $45. Andrew priced those really. I was surprised those didn't sell, honestly. Sometimes I know like the more expensive stuff, but I don't think that's that expensive for those. And I think they're really, really nice. ATT9. Not too surprising for me on these because these are rose quartz, and rose quartz doesn't always sell, but these are graduated from here to here, and they're just beautiful, chunky, faceted nuggets of rose quartz, and they start at around 12 millimeters and go up to, you know, around 15. Norma says, I'm here but fading fast, didn't sleep well last night. I knocked myself out because of my allergic reaction, and I slept pretty well, but I never sleep very well when I'm covered in hives, but I slept as well as I could. But I'm worn out too. I'm with you, Norma. And it says, I think I bought a similar strand from you. Nice, thank you. This is $25 only for the beautiful rose quartz, APT9. ATT10. This is a strand of Roman glass. But this time, very rarely, we don't see a lot of Roman glass in this kind of brown and red color. It's a Roman glass strand. This is from one of our trusted vendors, and this is an older strand. So we know these were real glass. real Roman glass. And these are all different sizes, but about 3.8 by 11 millimeters. And that is a 16-inch strand. One strand available, $40. And then we have ATT11, another strand of Roman glass, this time in the blue. And this is between 1,000 to 2,000 years old. And that's the blue one. Beautiful deep colors. ATT11. There it is. Where did 12 go? 12, these are high grade. Oops, my screen flipped again. All right, these are sapphires. These are high grade sapphire in all different colors. You have the red sapphires, you have some like almost the gray white, red, yellow sapphires, blue. There's another kind of really light blue, almost greeny sapphire there. More of the reds, yellow, blue. Nice big strand of sapphires. These are 5.5 millimeters. And this strand is a 13-inch strand, $168. Beautiful sapphires. I'm surprised he was willing to part with that one. But let's do what we must do. At least give it a try. I tried to part with it. So far, nobody's grabbed it. This is angel skin, vintage angel skin coral, which I had never heard of, but it is so pretty. I don't even know where he pulled this one from because I didn't remember this one in his case. But vintage angel skin coral. Aren't those beautiful little glistening nuggets? And they are graduated as well, so you can see. And they're about 6 by 21, up until the biggest is about 10.5 by 28.5. And it says those are special, aren't they? They're so beautiful. Angel skin coral, one strand available, $60. And the camera flipped again. Why does it keep doing that to me? Okay. Next up, we have some more of the blue chalcedony, this time in the matte tumbled nuggets. Matte tumbled nuggets, blue chalcedony with the matrix. And Make sure, yeah. Beautiful strands. Yeah, this is Mercury retrograde, right? You'd think with all this blue chalcedony I have around me, we'd be immune. Beautiful large tumbled nuggets. These are approximately 16 by 23 millimeters. $50 for that strand. And I have another strand similar to that. These are a little bit bigger and they're not matte. So these are the polished blue chalcedony and matrix nuggets. $60 for this strand. And this is kind of one really kind of big one there in the end. Let me do this one just for size wise. This is about 20 by 25 millimeters. ATT 15, $60. All right, get ready, y'all. This is the big one. $330. Ethiopian graduated opal. Look at the sparkle. Look at that opal flash. These are super high quality Ethiopian opals. Each one is stunningly beautiful. There's not a dud on that strand. And they've all been cut and faceted, graduated on here. And that is one big, beautiful strand. They're approximately 3 millimeters up to 6.5 millimeters. And those are stunning. Look at that. One strand available, Ethiopian opal. And let's see here. The other one, I'm going to jump to this one. And this is amazing color, right? The color and flash in those is so pretty. Let me jump to, well, let's see. This is $45. This is a high-grade tourmaline strand. Look at how clear those are. Super pretty tourmaline strand. Multi-tourmaline. They are about 3.5 millimeter. And there's only one strand of those available, only $45. ATT 18. Super pretty. $45. And then next up, we have the Herkimer diamonds. I was surprised these didn't sell. Usually every time we have Herkimer diamonds, they sell out. Beautiful, clear Herkimers. $40 for the strand. Only one strand available. And those are approximately 5.5 millimeter from point to point. Herkimer diamonds. $40 for the strand. And the big one, another big one of my very favorites, is the ruby. And I don't know how the color is going to show up here, but these are magnificent deep red rubies. Well, that purpley red, right? Purpley, pinky, deep color. All rubies, drops, graduated. Beautiful. Those might, I don't know if they're any better over this or not. But they're so pretty. And that is about a 7-inch strand. Well, about 7.5. 7.5-inch strand of pure ruby goodness. $140. One strand available. And oh, there goes again. And you can claim these again. You can claim these from the video or claim them in the D-Stash group. And there's also another over 100 items available in the D-Stash group. If you missed out on those, I hope you'll check it out. We're going to close that event tonight, but if you do claim anything over the next day or two, just tag me so that I actually see it. Oh, we sold the Herkimer diamonds. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So those are sold. Let me go. I'm going to go right now into the D-Stash group and write sold so that I know and everybody else knows. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, if you have any questions, send us an email, info@allegorygallery.com. I'm not going to turn the camera because I'm going to go get this tallied up a little bit, and then I'm going to run home to feed the cats because it's getting later and later. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. For those of you who lasted till the end, you are troopers with me. I really appreciate it. And I thank you so much for all of your help and your support as Andrew is away, because this is, it's a little bit for me, anxiety ridden. And so having your support and your purchases and your sharing of our posts and all that good stuff really helps. I appreciate it so much. And yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Have an amazing night. And I will see you back here with something else tomorrow. Bye, everybody.